Alrighty. We got the challenger, the silver medalist of the summer in the bottom, in the red for the human race. For the US and Dust Gaming, it's Cruncher. And in the upper right, in the yellow for the Orcish Horde, also the US and also Dust Gaming, America's happy, it's Htiman.
The tension, you can feel it. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. You can feel it, Neil. You can feel it.
Yeah, I can feel the Farseer on Htiman's hands. It's not a Blade Master. He's usually so good and defies meta in most of the matchups. But here, it actually is the Farseer with the Wolves with the Chain Lightning.
Yeah, and interesting you point that out because Last Refuge is the best map for Blade Master if you want to go it against Human. We've seen, I think, Focus do it in the past. I've seen Lin do it a little bit further in the past, but it is something you can do in this matchup on this map. But since we're seeing a Farseer on Last Refuge, probably going to see a Farseer through the whole series.
Okay, gonna be interesting. Cruncher. In the winner interview, he said he has some tricks up his sleeve. He has surprises for Htiman, and we all wonder what can this possibly be. So far, Htiman, rock solid, has the Peon Scout out. If there was a Merc Camp pull, he was ready to punish it. Cruncher on the other side just takes the green, also very ready, denies the Water Elemental so there can't be a lasted and some extra experience. Both players without any mistakes early on.
Absolutely. I think the one big question mark for Cruncher is will he go for this new fast expansion play we've been seeing a lot of the Asian humans go for in this matchup? He hasn't recently. He obviously didn't really against Kibikaki because it's a much more aggressive style, but against Htiman's style, he could go for some sort of fast expansion. Maybe that's what the Echo Isles later on in the series will tell, but we're going to see a tech for now, and we're going to see a tech from Htiman as well.
Alrighty, 0 experience at the moment for this Farseer. Cruncher so far defends everything well, splits his forces, Archmage runs away from the Wolves a little and throws some fireballs, pressures the Farseer with some footmen who are now retreating, and he buys some time for the tower. Is that gonna be the last hit here? Nope, Htiman in full control, and of course he's teching very, very fast.
For sure. Cruncher getting a lot of practice these past couple of days defending against these Wolves, and it's showing, but the damage is better for Htiman so far. His Farseer is higher HP than the Archmage, and that generally determines who has map control as we see Cruncher goes back into his base.
Okay, Lumber Mill coming as he needed some militia time here. Blacksmith. Haven't seen Rifleman in quite some time in this matchup. Usually everybody just rushes mass breakers. For Cruncher, not the case.
Yeah, it is a very, very choke-dependent map, and this is a very easy expansion map for the Orc player early on. And generally, if you go Rifle Caster, you can break the expansion much easier, whereas if you go 2 Sanctums with Breaker Priest, like you're pointing out, a little harder to get your momentum, a little harder to break that expansion, and generally you end up in a 2-base versus 2-base. So maybe Cruncher looking to break the expansion of Htiman early on.
Alright, but if not, then the TC might be breaking him. We arrive at Tier 2, this is the queue for the TC, and since it's faster, this will be Htiman creeping the TC a little faster than Cruncher will creep the Mountain King, and in the end of the day, it's always a battle between the second heroes in this matchup.
Always a race, and with the damage put on the Footman, with the damage put on the Archmage that Htiman's managed to do, this will slow down that creeping in the future as well, and keep Cruncher a little bit honest while he creeps his Tauren Chieftain up, and we'll have to see when the Grunts are going to go back to help that TC creep.
Yeah, this is pretty bad for Cruncher now at this point. Footy is hurt, and the Archmage never made it to level 2, so there is no Brilliance Aura. There's one more Water Elemental. It's good mana management by Cruncher so far, but if Htiman is not loosening this grip he has on Cruncher, then he's in real problems, forcing the first health scroll already. I think the winner of the early game goes to the champ.
Absolutely, yeah. This has been pretty much flawless. We see the Grunts heading back, and he didn't need to use any salves. He didn't need to send them back to the shop early, and the Farseer is still within range to keep harassing. He's low on mana, of course, but as long as you keep eyes on the Archmage, that's all you need to do. We might see him go in for some heal cancels while the Tauren Chieftain's creeping.
Yeah, Htiman's playstyle at the moment a little bit like a patchwork family. First the Grunts were hanging around with Father Farseer, and now it's time to spend the weekend at Daddy TC's side of the map. helping him creep while the harass continues.
For sure. They might put up a happy home here as well. The peon's coming over to start, start nesting a little bit over at this expansion. He's got to kill that critter. It's a pig farm as well as a happy home, so they're going to set up shop there. And all the healing's been canceled, but the Farseer are getting a little bit low, so maybe Htiman finally has to go back and heal this Farseer.
Alrighty, and Cruncher uses that one moment that he has on the map to creep the Merchant. Opening that up, needs heal scrolls, needs invul potions for sure. Archmage made it level 2, got a replenishment potion, so that will definitely help with the mana. He's looking for the upper left. Oh, he doesn't go all the way. He would have seen the expansion, but he pulls back, opting for the creep check instead.
Yeah, there is no water elemental, but he could have used that replenishment potion that you pointed out he got earlier to maybe go for that cancel, but with just the Archmage, with just a Circlet and Ability for extra damage, maybe not able to cancel that, but maybe he can do a little bit of damage with the Mountain King, but I would assume he's going to opt to get that level 3 as fast as possible.
All right, TC got a very, very lucky drop with a big mana potion. That's a great start into the series. Last grand final, Cruncher took the lead. I wonder how the series goes if Htiman takes it. And Cruncher has to play from behind. Unit-wise, we get Shamans, we get Grunts, no Beastery so far for Htiman, so no Kodo, no and Snare, and more creeping.
Yeah, and maybe a Troll Berserker. He doesn't have the Bestiary, but he can get some Merc support. The Troll Berserker is very, very strong here. Maybe not the best against Rifle Caster, but against the casters themselves, always very strong and good to hold this expansion with. And yeah, maybe that Bestiary will come up after the Expo gets up. That's generally when we see at least Lyn go for it, and maybe the American Lyn will do the same. Yeah,
definitely a little inspired as everyone is taking plays off of Lyn. We got the Health Stone for Cruncher, got the Scroll of the Beast. If he goes Rifles, then that might be nice, but we spent some time on tier 2, and I don't see a single Rifleman, so I wonder what this Blacksmith was about. He is going double Sanctum and Breakers after all.
Oh, a little bit of a fake out then, because he put it up very early, and that's cool. And actually, if we look at the Torn Chieftain, I just saw this now. He got a Rude Bracers from the Merc camp. Oh, no.
And a Ring as well, so he's very, very tanky. Maybe the better target is the Farseer if he steps forward a little bit too much. 2 Shaman with Adapt, decent mana, can purge a lot. Expo is finished. Cruncher wants to bring it to the end already. Might be a little late for that. Here comes the first clap. It is powerful, but here is also the lightning sheet. Oh my! Cruncher super fast with the spread, but Htiman catches him off guard anyway, and the double lightning spells wreak havoc of the Castelline.
Absolutely brilliant micro so far from Cruncher, and he's got 2 potions of mana on this Mountain King, and we're going to Clap Town yet again. Clap City. 1 Grunt is falling. The Torn Chieftain getting actually really good stomps here for Htiman. He's got plenty more where that came from. Does he have lightning shields for some damage follow-up? Because Cruncher is definitely wrecking these Grunts right now, but the Expo is mining.
More and more lightning shield. He dispels a lot, but can't anymore. Mana is very low for the priests now. Have to move them out. The clap is bringing in the damage. It's kind of surreal. Htiman, 6 supply trailing, has to retreat, exposes this expansion. Heroes look pretty fine, but the Mountain King has still 1 potion left. Gets that enough. Needs the Health Stone. Gets the Health Stone. There was a triple kill for Htiman right here. Despite the lower supply numbers, he's fighting back. Needs to retreat now and heal a little bit. Is that enough damage for Cruncher? I see a little red beeline moving north, Carson.
Yeah, here comes the boys. They may be going to build a shop. He's out of mana potions now, but he uses that replenishment potion he got earlier. He's going to have more and more claps. How many has this been? This is going on 9, maybe 10 claps, but there is Merc support. Here's the Ogre Mauler going to help out quite a bit against the Breakers, but will Cruncher be able to get this Arcane Vault up for more mana potions? That's what he needs to continue this push.
Htiman got a mana potion as well, consumed it immediately, has 1 more left, so more clap, more stomp. Mercenaries now as well. Cruncher about to take out 2 Shaman here. The one is full mana, so it's a lot of purge and a lot of lightning shield, but Htiman is pushing this back, or is pulling back once again, uses the purge now to get rid of that lightning shield, of that water elemental, but now the shop is finished. We still have an invul, we still have a potion of mana. This Mountain King feels very comfy. And the army is just getting bigger and bigger for Cruncher.
Yeah, the Expo's falling, all the peons are dying, and Htiman gives it up. He's going to go creeping. He's stealing the heal scrolls and the potion of invulnerability away from Cruncher's side, but both the shops are so close together that Cruncher could just march over to the other shop, and there goes the expansion, and everything is so low. I think I just heard a grunt die to creeps.
Yeah,
and here's
what's
the
up?
Mountain King.
What's up with Htiman? He wanted to win this tournament without dropping a single map, but that was gone after the group stage already, and maybe he started the final like the summer final with a loss. He's stormbolting the TC, claps the rest. Oh my, speed scroll to get him out. Massive damage done to the favorite. Lightning shield again. Htiman is trying everything. Clap and storm battle. He's going for the ultimate. That's a lot of damage. Has to TP out. Some time to breathe for Htiman.
Yeah, nice play there by Htiman. That was his only way out. The Mountain King had a potion of invulnerability. The Archmage was the weak spot, who is still level 2 actually, so maybe could continue to be a weak spot in the human army. The Tauren Chieftain is almost about to hit level 4 with this camp, and the Farseer can hit level 3 actually with it as well. So some decent creeping to be found for Htiman, but Cruncher maybe going to snag up the red camp, but he couldn't snag a heal scroll. So nicely done by Htiman there, taking those.
The Mauler and the Grunt so low. 46 supply, no double income, no tier 3. Red spot for Cruncher, and this can be amazing items. With the slow mixed in on a couple of units, I think he used the slow only for the TC, so he has a harder time going into that epicenter and reach the backline. Now, okay, the Ancient Django would have been amazing, but for the Archmage, the Claw plus 12 isn't too shabby either. The breaker numbers are rising, and Htiman's game is not gonna get easier.
Yeah, especially with one base versus one base economy, always favors the human. You can stay on 50 supply, you can spend all that gold on mana potions, but it's not going to be one base for long, as Cruncher's putting up an expansion at the red camp, and now the pressure's going to be on Htiman to do something.
Red spot for him. What can he get? Katka's Pipe, maybe. The Dream Warsong Battle Drums, also not too bad, but 10% of not much is still not much, as the units really don't do to the heavy lifting here, unlike Fiends or Headhunters or Rifles or whatever. But yeah, does he expect this expansion is the question. Also, very safe turtle creep spot here. There is scouts going on, so he probably knows what Htiman is doing.
Yep. A nice thing that this expansion is getting for Cruncher is generally when the Orc is very behind, they lose their expansion. They can retrain to Shockwave, they can play hit and run, they can try to tower up another expansion, but what this expansion allows for Cruncher is that Htiman can't really do that. He can't split himself because he's always going to be one base against two base. So it really allows Cruncher to force a fight, and the Mountain King's getting closer to level 5, and with that, Htiman can't really win a fight, and here we see the first hit and run attempt.
The expansion was scouted by Cruncher. Insane timing. But you are completely right. This is gonna be Chain Lightning, Lightning Shield onto the Passant line. But does that really matter too much when he loses units in the trades, which he will? Clap TP out. Not too many corpses, if I count that correctly. I see one.
Just one, and the tower, I believe, is all Cruncher lost there. But he is a little bit low on peasants because of the expansion, but his lumber's looking good. It's looking real good.
Htiman has a Watch Award on the high ground at the laboratory. Love that. Can always see the movement. Footman is harassing the Great Hall already. This forces a response from the Wolves. And with that, Cruncher's own expansion is super duper mega safe.
And does Htiman even know about it?
Yeah.
I don't know if he scouted it yet. He's going to get close to level 5 Tauren Chieftain, which is going to help out quite a bit, but can he ever take a fight again? I feel like Htiman just has to focus heroes at this point, but there's 3 potions of invulnerability on Cruncher's side. The Grunt's going to see the human movement, and Hitman's going to respond with going back into the base, but maybe he doesn't have too much time, and this might be a town portal traded for no town portal on the human side.
Yeah, here comes the Chain Lightning once again, a little mana. Cruncher's trying to seal the base once again, trying to get in with the TC to force some Lightning Shields, so now mining is definitely disrupted, but he has a backup plan, that's alright. And you called it. Cruncher is just walking home, no TP here. There was a lot more workers, but still 350 gold for the TP.
Yeah, and 2 grunts that trailed behind actually lost for Htiman. One that scouted the human army, and then one that was kind of stuck a little bit and blocked. So a TP and 2 grunts for... It was a decent amount of peasants, and the gold is definitely disrupted. Only 3 mining at the moment, but 2 are being rebuilt. But the lumber's still looking good, and Cruncher's 52 supply. He can even march over and maybe cancel that expansion that he knows about.
That is quite a lead, indeed. Going for the Merc camp now, maybe wants to get his own, maybe just the item, Lion, Horn of Stormwind. Amazing. +2 on all the spell breakers. Level-wise, though, the TC is hitting 5 very soon. Here we go. Lightning Shield Storm, Chain Lightning. These are excellent moves by Htiman now. We saw it in the semifinal against Insup as well. Htiman was almost dead, but found the way out, the one way out.
Yeah, sometimes orcs will get in their own head and just try to take fights. Orc brain, just, attack, move into their army. If you don't have the better army, you lose the game. But you don't have to do that, as Lin Guagua showed us in that amazing game on Echo Isles. You can just play hit and run all day and maybe come out ahead. So why not try everything when you're in the grand finals? And he's finding some really good value out of these hit and runs. Despite losing a couple of units every once in a while, killing all 5 units at that all 5 peasants at expansion and buying the time to get his own counter expansion up. Really good so far.
Yeah, at the moment, Htiman is actually mining more than Cruncher. I wonder if he replaced all the peasants already. Wolves are going to town. These are 5 workers here, okay, but it seems like we gotta get the next fight. Mana Potion, Heal Scroll, no Invul on the TC. Invul is on the Farseer, as is the TP. He just lets him go to the high ground? Just like that?
Oh, Clap City coming through. Oh no, Heal Scroll popped for 1 spell. The Tauren Chieftain out of position. The Kodo does eat an Ogre Mauler. That is going to give vision to Cruncher for a long time if he doesn't lose that Kodo right away.
Almost the block. But what does he do now? Again, storming the high ground. The breakers were there, doing a little damage to the peons already. Is the damage enough before Htiman re-engages, or will the champion lose the second base?
Yeah, looks like Hitman's going to go into the main base, and if he forces a town portal at the main base, can maybe find time to go up to the high ground of Cruncher himself. So maybe not a bad play. How many peasants is he going to get killed? The block attempt earlier with the farm was destroyed by Htiman, so he can march right in there, but in the meantime, the expansion is going down, the town portal immediately, and there's only 2 peasants going down.
And mana used. Can he get out? There was speed scrolls, a lot of speed scrolls earlier, so he doesn't have one. Slow trap might kick in. We have 1 million heal scrolls so far. Okay, 2 and the Invul. I thought there's one on the TC as well. Wolves again trying to wreak havoc at Cruncher's Expo, but he just keeps on mining.
Yeah, maybe in this stage of the game, maybe a Zeppelin for Htiman would be good, and going for that 1 Grunt, 1 Shaman drop into the main base while hitting the expansion. I think that'd be a decent play. He's splitting off a Wolf and a Grunt and getting a lot of value out of it. Even if he loses the Grunt, I think it will still pay for itself, and it's causing a very big distraction. But I think Htiman needs something else to get back into this game, because it's all Cruncher right now, and he's getting unit kills, and he's not losing much other than peasants.
What is it with Last Refuge that Htiman is having a hard time to start on this map into a series?
That seems to be a consistency with his series, and the Clap is a consistency with Cruncher, always getting so much value, and the Farseer is going to be forced into Town Portal, but he does in Town Portal the Mana Potion, and it goes down, and GG is called, and Cruncher up 1-0.
Oh, baby. It starts as it did in summer with a win for the human, with a lead for Cruncher.
Oh, man. Very nice game, though. Very nice game. Htiman tried everything to come back, but in the end, it was all Cruncher, level 5 Mountain King, baby.
Yeah, Cruncher's super far ahead, but wow. I mean, Cruncher didn't really seem like he was behind at all that game. It was Htiman struggling to survive, struggling to catch up. Couldn't get an expansion up either. Cruncher with the quick kill on the natural expansion, and then I don't think Htiman actually mined any out his red camp. He had one on it forever, and then he finally started putting peons on when Cruncher was already there. But really good play from Cruncher going into game number 2. This we told you it was going to be close, guys. It certainly will be.
Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily given that we're right, but Cruncher takes his map that he picked, and now we go on to the first map that Htiman wants to play on. And will it be a 1-1? Will he tie this up? Will Cruncher get 3 match points in a row? That would be quite unheard of. We'll find out in 3 minutes. We're back to DreamHack Fall as I'm cracking another can of that sweet, as it is called, Mega Monster Energy Ultra. We're gonna crack another can of whoop ass here in the American finals. It's 1-0 for Cruncher and Htiman, ready to strike back.
Oh, take a big swig of that for me. Let me see that. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you're doing it or not. There's a bit of a delay, but yeah.
If you ask me for something, you can be very, very sure that I'm doing it.
Oh, there you go. That's nice. Yeah, just getting that feed there. That's really nice. How's that taste, my friend? Does it taste like victory?
It's actually, it's wonderful. It tastes like friendship. You know, after all the time we spent here with DreamHack and ESL and Monster in summer and also in fall, it's like a very, very close relative to me. Just like these guys, we keep on seeing them. Htiman, Cruncher, Amazonia, game 2. Let's get hyped, boys. I was way too hyped. There were still some animations going on, but now we're here. Cruncher versus Htiman, game 2, and your casters are the Dust Boys.
Oh, Carson, what's going on, big boy?
Oh, what's up, brother?
Look at our boys. Look at our boys on top of the world. Look at this.
They're all grown up.
I'm so proud.
You know, they wouldn't be here if it weren't for us, you know.
Yeah,
We
they
did it
know where their
all
bread
for
is
them.
buttered. They know where their bread
Yeah,
is
they
buttered.
know.
Yeah,
Know.
they
They'll
know.
thank us in the interviews.
You think?
Yeah, I think
You think
so.
they'll include me?
No.
Oh,
Okay, go ahead. We got to talk about this.
Yeah,
So
let's
go
be
for the
serious.
intros. Go ahead.
This is Amazonia, game number 2, guys. Cruncher, the score is not a mistake. Cruncher is up 1-0, and he is spawned in the bottom left. The human, it's Cruncher. Just wanted to make Neo look at Victor the whole time and then pan to Cruncher. But in the top right, let's go back up, Neo. It is the champion of summer. He's hoping to come back. I mean, this is going to be a crazy comeback. Can he 3-1? Is he just going to lose out? Who knows? But we'll find out. It's Htiman. A lot of questions being asked, Carson. Do we have the answers? Will we find the answers? It looks like Htiman's going to go back into his normal style, but you said that Cruncher's been practicing a lot of weird stuff. This is a Blood Mage first.
Yeah, and this is becoming an old standard at this point. This is what Infi started on this map. Blood Mage into Paladin second, pure rifle at tier 2. This is a very strong style. And we were talking a little bit in the break. I was saying, oh, I think Amazonia is actually very good for the Orc, but very good for the Orc in a standard game with this early level 2 Farseer, with the ability to bully the human trying to creep that Archmage up, but with this new style that Infi's showing us and that Cruncher has gotten adapted to. It's really, really difficult for the Orc, actually. This is a very good strategy from Cruncher.
So how does Blood Mage go into the mid game? Like, what is the point of the Blood Mage? A lot of banished. Is it going to be Cruncher that's going to be aggressive, or because you can obviously just siphon the mana from the Farseer, you can get in Htiman's face if you want.
Yeah, very good at controlling the Tauren Chieftain, of course. With Banish, with Siphon, those in combination are very good. Once that Blood Mage gets up to level 3, that's 30 mana per second off that Tauren Chieftain. And we saw Cruncher works in one Sorceress in to slow the Tauren Chieftain, to siphon more mana. So if he doesn't want to just go pure rifle, fits some casters in, that Tauren Chieftain's going to be absolutely useless. And then the Farseer is just going to feed even more mana to the Paladin in the future.
Hitman continuing to put on the pressure, though. Only one Arcane here, and actually Cruncher being super safe with this Blood Mage opener. Quick Arcane before tech. Why not try it out? But yeah, Hitman's still here with the Grunt, putting on a lot of pressure. We're not really seeing the impact of the Siphon just yet. Here we go. There's the Siphon. The Wolves, obviously very cheap, very affordable. Hitman should be able to move his Farseer out and continue this Wolves. He's doing a lot of damage to the footies. Is this just to slow down creeping, put some damage on the footies while he slowly techs into his tier 2?
Yeah, absolutely. Spreading the damage, which is generally not good because of the Scrolls of Regeneration that the human can get at their shot, but because there will be a Paladin, I imagine, on tier 2, because there's going to be a lot of rifles. Spreading this damage is very strong for Htiman, and it will slow down that creeping, like you point out. Yeah, there's even damage on the Blood Mage now.
We saw that early Blacksmith in game number 1. Could this be a fake out into Double Sanctum again, or is Cruncher going to actually commit to rifle? Rifles with Blood Mage Pally, I imagine, would be pretty good if you can control with good Paladin control. That might be actually something we're seeing on this map instead of just the straight breakers, but we're going to have to find out. But Hitman's continuing to have really good map control, and Amazonia is a really small map, so with the Farseer, with the Wolves, it's very easy to understand where Cruncher is, and Htiman obviously is well aware that Cruncher's on this right side of the map. Is he going to creep up this orange right in front of him? Actually, Cruncher's trying to pull the Merc camp, and Hitman's well aware of it now. I don't think he was aware of it before, but the ensnare on the footy, don't want to be losing footies this early. Don't want to be feeding that Farseer. Nice banish deny, though, but he's not going to be able to save the second one. Oh, and the lightning shield got the lightning. Chain lightning gets both.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Banish can turn around on yourself. You definitely got to check that mana, and that's another advantage of having that early level 2 on Amazonia. You can always get with that lightning shield creep. Having that chain lightning, the ability to last hit creeps, the ability to finish off footmen that can't be migrated to the back of the base. But now Cruncher has the ability to abolish these wolves, and that's going to help him get a little bit momentum in his favor.
And Htiman not wasting any time with his tech this time, putting the Bestiary down, Spirit Lodge down. He's not taking any chances. He thinks he's going to see the same thing as before. But, you know, having that early Bestiary against Rifle's not the worst thing either. If you can get that, you know, Kodos out with some purges, could be good. But the Blood Mage getting a lot of damage here.
Oh, no, the Speed Scroll. The Priest is going to heal. He does have Banish. There's no Chain Lightning, so he will be able to save himself. Will there be a Banish? Cruncher! Banish it! Okay, there's the Banish, and the Priest can heal over top. That was close, although, okay, he's not going to lose the Priest either. Banish is really tricky. Will the Paladin be coming out soon? Because Cruncher needs something to heal these boys up. There's the shop.
This is a tremendous amount of pressure for Htiman, and he could just send these grunts back home and oh, okay. Well, did that flying sheep really have to die there, Victor? But he's going to say yes, he loves killing his critters. But this is huge because the Farseer can continue to put on pressure. Might actually, okay, he's not going to creep the level 3 for the Farseer. Wants all the experience on the Tauren Chieftain, but stealing these Kobolds are so huge. And the Blood Mage is continuing to be super, super low. There's still Wolves here for the Farseer. Oh, he's giving up the cheese creep from the bread, though, Carson.
Yeah.
Can you get this Kobold?
Yeah, very important one to get, but the Tauren Chieftain needs that level 3 as well as the Farseer. So Cruncher doing a good job waiting for his Paladin to still come out, waiting for his first rifles till he can really start cooking on that creeping. And he's just buying time now. He's just buying time for the strategy to unfold. And the more time you have as the human player with this strategy, with the Blood Mage, with the Paladin, with the rifles, the better it is. The harder it is for Orc to counter this army. There's a stomp potential for a surround, and you can banish all day, but eventually there's going to be a town portal. You got to pay the piper.
The Paladin might come in at the perfect time, though. Can he get the Blood Mage out before the Paladin's here? He could force a TP as well. I really like the transition from Raiders from Htiman. This is a... Oh, that's a huge stomp. Chain Lightning to follow. That's a dead... Oh, he had a TP.
Oh, yeah, maybe Cruncher was waiting for the next banish. That could have been a very nice play if he had that one more banish on time, but with the Chain Lightning, I think it was dead no matter what. And Cruncher risking it there, trying to make big plays, but ends up losing his level 2 Blood Mage. But now he's going to get... There's the cheese, there's the Havarti, there's the cheese sandwich, baby. He got it. But the first rifle pressured as well.
Mix of Provolone, but also the Raider coming in with Ensnare, and this is how Htiman's going to pick off these units. I don't care if you have a Paladin with Holy Light, all these units might get picked off, and Htiman is just steamrolling Cruncher right now. I really love the transition from Raiders in the early game. If you can pick off an Ensnare, like you used to say, an Ensnare unit is a dead unit, usually when it comes from Htiman, so very good early start from Htiman. He's going to pick up level 2 from this second Kobold. He's not going to get the item like he did in the first time, but he is just so far ahead in creeping.
And this is what you got to do against the strategy. You got to keep the pressure up. You can't let them get their big army, their big 50 supply upgraded rifleman army with the level 3 Paladin, level 3 Blood Mage. You can't let them get there because as the Orc player, you can't really fight it. You're just going to lose everything. So Htiman has done a really great job of slowing down Cruncher, and now he's in a position where he can creep his Tauren Chieftain up to level 3 and then take a fight, and the Paladin's still not even level 2.
Yeah, do you think there's a timing here where Htiman can get level 3 before Cruncher gets 3-2? I don't think so. I think they're both going to get these levels at the same time and meet up somewhere, but the Farseer, if Hitman's Farseer could be really aggressive here and steal some of these camps, this would be so huge. Look at, he's already here. Doesn't have wolves, though. But look at this. Cruncher's going to have to evacuate. He can't. He's taking so much damage.
Yeah, we're talking about the level 3 Tauren Chieftain before the Blood Mage gets 3, and maybe Hitman's doing a good enough job with this harassment. Another footman falls to the creep. The priest, the Shadow Priest in the back is really, really low. There's 3 rifles here and 1 regular priest here to heal those guys up, but the creeping is just so slow compared to Htiman, and here he comes with the 2 raiders, and this is probably going to be a forced town portal. Will Cruncher get the item before he's forced out of here? It looks like he will.
Here we go. The Ensnares come in and just a TP out right away. I don't blame you. Yeah, this was not a winnable fight for Cruncher, but still more experience going to go to Htiman. He's sitting at 3-3. Cruncher frantically trying to get 3 on his Blood Mage, but there's just so much army here for Htiman. The Kodo comes in on top of the boot, and these Raiders are just doing crazy work. Hitman's Raider control very, very good. And if you're Cruncher, you kind of have to sit back and creep more close to home. He's going to have to try his last-ditch attempt to go to that natural expansion, try to creep it up. And it looks like it might even be a tier 2 expand at this point.
Yeah, Cruncher's got to do something. He's got to make a play. He's got to get a big camp, but Htiman's just not letting him breathe ever. There's a cancel on the heal. There is Aura, so no Divine Shield on the Paladin. Siphon, not level 2 Siphon yet, so the Torn Chieftain still has a ton of mana. There's the Banish, there's the Lightning Shield. The Raiders take a lot of damage from the Militia, but will the Stomp be decent? It's alright, at least it cancels the Siphon, but all the Militia are falling.
Yeah, the Militia are falling, which are okay, but still the bulk of the army of the Cruncher is here, but the Stomp is just so good. The Blood Mage a little out of position, the Chain Lightning is very good, and Cruncher's just continuing to split. One of the rifles gets eaten by the Kodo. Htiman is just all over this. The Purges, the Stomps, these are 2 more units. That's a Priest and a rifle, and a Priest and... oh, this is just really brutal for Cruncher. How do you come back from this? He's well out of position. Purge on the Paladin. Could he get the Surround? The Surround would definitely mean a dead Paladin, even with the Banishes, but no. Paladin's going to get saved. But this is still a fight at the front door that I don't think Cruncher wants to take.
Torn Chieftain, no Stomp, and now there's no Chain Lightning. The Banishes are good, but how long can the Paladin stand for? He's got to heal everything. He doesn't have enough mana. He can't support everyone at the same time. The Banishes are good, but at the end of the day, you know, the Shamans can still get those unit kills, and there's a level 4 Farseer on the field, almost level 4 Torn Chieftain. The expansion not yet crept for Htiman, so Cruncher doesn't have to worry about some sort of sneaky expo behind this, but GG is called because he just doesn't have the units, and that was a dominant performance from Htiman in game 2.
Wow, definitely showing he's here to stay. I mean, and that was one of the tricks that Cruncher had up his sleeve. I think the Blood Mage first on Amazonia, definitely, I think a better choice than the Archmage. Like you said, he could fall behind with the harass, but he still, however, fell behind. And Htiman just kind of was always on top of that game. Just a really dominant performance from Htiman, going to game number 3 with a tie score.
How to absolutely dismantle a Blood Mage first. Perfect Farseer control against Siphon, like always the perfect range. If you start Siphon, whoop, 1 step to the side, max range, gets cancelled. Afterwards, the complete control. What do you do without a Blood Mage level 3? Not too much. He ran out of mana. He was weakened so hard that he lost units to creeps. It was a tremendous performance by Htiman, and this is exactly what we see, a close series. Cruncher playing really good on map number 1. That was his pick. Htiman striking back. Doesn't take the cheese at all, but we take a little break, and then we're back with game 3. We're having fun here at DreamHack Falls. The games are absolutely amazing. Monster Energy retweeted us. Wonderful. By the way, guys over there at Monster, if you can't get enough of sponsoring Warcraft tournaments, these guys over there, they run a league themselves. So if you want to hit them up, send me a mail, neo@backtowarcraft.com. I can connect you guys. Anyway, series is tied 1-1, and to quote one of the greatest Warcraft commentators of all time, we're down to a best of 3.
Nice.
That's a Remo quote.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know what's up.
He is one of the best.
He is. Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, we've got the best players here as well. Moving on from Last Refuge to Amazonia to the Isles that echo. We go on to map 3. Who's gonna claim match points, ladies and gentlemen?
Could be Victor, could be Cruncher. Neo.
That is absolutely correct. You now showed us all the possibilities that are possible. I have seen 1 or 2 draws, actually, on Echo Isles, but I think that is very, very unlikely. In the upper left, we got the strongest orc in the region, the dominator of the Americas, coming back into the series strong on AZ. It's Htiman. His map, his win. That was the case on Last Refuge. Let's see if it continues that way. It's Cruncher.
Yeah, and this map, very tricky, Neo, because it's going to come down to the Merc camp creep. Probably going to see the Peon go and try to steal the Priest. It really is action-packed right at the beginning, because if Htiman can get that Priest, the Dispels on the Water Mentals obviously going to be very good, and likewise with the Dispels on the Wolves. So very important right off the bat. We see that Peon heading over there right now. Archmage coming out. Pretty standard. Farseer as well, but this is a Farseer fast tech from Htiman as well. So he's just going to go straight over there, which is very exciting. Very action-packed game on Echo Isles, which we usually see in this matchup.
Yeah, this is fascinating. This could be an expansion by Crunchers, becoming more and more the norm on Northern Isles and on Echo Isles. Let's see if this is happening here. It is, of course, a little risky, can be pushed, but this is why we might see the Panda second as the hero for the Orcs. Usually he's very reliant on the TC and the power of the Stomp, but not happening here. Htiman running into the creep spot on purpose to distract the creeps, get the Shadow Priest, but Cruncher is aware.
Yeah, Cruncher's just going to creep out his natural green camp anyway, picks up Gloves of Haste, good item. And I don't think the Farseer will actually be here to deny. Maybe I'm going to eat my words, but I don't think so. The timing is pretty rough. And no, Cruncher's going to get everything. Can he try to pick off some of these militia running home? This is a pretty clean creep from Cruncher, I have to say.
Absolutely, it's just a green, so it's not the most crazy thing in the world. We got a tech right in his face, so not worried at all about workers here, as it is only the wolves. He's already threatening the Farseer. The Shadow Priest is here to heal him up, and that gives him a little more sustain. And once again, just like on Last Refuge, he keeps the Archmage lower than level 2.
Yeah, and Cruncher really is so smart. He knows that Htiman probably likes a fast tech style on this map, so he's not going to go for the quick arcane like he did on the other maps. He's going to go for the quicker tech in this case. And this is very interesting. If he can hold, then the tech will be pretty much close. I think Hitman's halfway, whereas Cruncher's just a little bit under half. So the tech timing very close, as opposed to if you invested in that arcane. So he needs to be able to hold, though, and a really nice wall here from Cruncher. A nice Footman Militia wall.
Lots of Hodors in Cruncher's army, man. He's plugging these holes like crazy. The wolves can't even enter. This is excellent defense for the human. I've rarely seen it on a level like this, and I'm casting Europe and Asia as well, so big props to Cruncher so far. And here it is again, almost only, like, at max, one wolf can get a peek at this human base, but he deals with them flawlessly. It's a little bit of damage, but as Carson pointed out, damage is spread, not really close to any kills. Of course, Htiman's...
Oh, he could get that arcane tower. That's a huge pickoff. Is he going to be able to get it? The repair from Cruncher is so good, but like you said, the blocks are good, but Hodor could only hold that door for so long before everything breached through, and the footies are getting very, very low. And the shop isn't up yet, and even if the shop does get up, this Farseer constantly poking. This is still a very rough situation for Cruncher. He's not creeping, and Htiman doesn't care. As long as the Archmage is stuck in his base until the Mountain King up, this is going to leave so much time for the TC. The TC's coming up, the Spirit Lodge coming up as well. Htiman's in a really, really good spot. Cruncher is holding, yes, but at what cost? He's given up all his creeping, and the Archmage just deciding to abandon the castle.
I think this is very fine. The Arcane is up now, the shop as well. I really don't know what the Archmage is doing here. Maybe scouting for a panda or something. A lot of aggression for Htiman, of course, and a very low level Archmage, of course. Wait, we don't have a second hero yet. Oh, Cruncher supply stuck! He never built a farm! He was too busy! And now, losing a worker, but everything in the back is healing up.
Losing a worker, another peasant trying to heal up the farm, and he's going to get targeted down. This is just crazy. Crazy aggression from Htiman so far. The Mountain King's on his way out, which is good. The TC, though, just about to pop. And here comes the Spirit Lodge, the Bestiary again. And Htiman obviously had a very good scout of what's going on. Cruncher's his building, not very good. I mean, 1 Sanctum, 1 Rax, no Blacksmith. So I think Htiman must know that there isn't going to be any rifles.
Huh, okay. Buildings outside the base is not something you really want to have. As of course it is raidable by raiders. Will we see raiders? Yeah, we do have a bestiary. Also, Spirit Lodge already up. TC is moving south to creep. But I guess the turntables now at least a little bit. Well, okay, Cruncher leaves him alone. Creeps up his level 2. He needs that as well. Everything is a little delayed by Cruncher, but yeah, no losses really. And now I wonder how his game will unfold. This time, if Htiman wants to expand, he has to cross the entire map, and shutting down expansions on Echo Isles is not that easy.
And it looks like Htiman's still going to hit that expo timing. He's going to put it down, and yeah, Cruncher's way out of position. His creeping is very behind. He's going to get level 2 from the Merc Camp and give some XP to his Mountain King, but probably wish that the peasants were harvesting a little bit more in the back so he didn't have to put these double Arcane Sanctums at the front. But I think as long as they're up, this is still fine. Level 2 on the Archmage. What item is the Mountain King going to get? Parry up Vitality makes him a little bit stronger, a little more tankier, which is good if he goes for that clap style. Just getting right up in there.
Absolutely needs that. Boots would be great as well. One shop only, and Invo Potions and Heal Scrolls will become super important very, very soon. Level 2 TC, nothing that stops him here on the map. Archmage is roaming around a little, gathering some information. Is the 12 o'clock still there? Yep. Is the 6 o'clock still there? Yep. Both are just competing on their own sides of the map, but they will clash. You just wait for it.
I feel like Victor was making a Kodo and canceled it for the Shaman. He's supply block. Waiting for the... Expanding. He must be waiting... Okay, he's waiting for the Burrow and the Great Hall at his expansion. Okay.
And he can power up to 60 immediately if he wants to, but the first round of items, I mentioned how important they are, go to Cruncher, so no Invo for the TC for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, the Kodo timing a little bit behind here. Maybe that Burrow's late, but he's choosing to build it at the expansion. Obviously, a really good place for the peons if Cruncher does end up going over there. But Htiman's been creeping a lot. I mean, Cruncher's only had the Merc camp and now the Murloc camp. But Htiman's taking the expansion up, and now taking the shop. This is huge.
Ooh, he raised his arm already for the Fireball to steal the big one. Not happening against Htiman. Put some damage on the TC, but my lord, he has a Ring of Regeneration. Doesn't even need a heal salve after this creep. We'll just be back up, and that's level 3. Hallelujah, welcome, Stomp level 2. Archmage abandoned from the creeping. It's all about the MK, and he made his way into level 3 as well. It's going to be some DPS on the Archmage with gloves and claws. But Htiman is getting the 12 o'clock now as well. Cruncher, does he realize? Will he contest this?
I think Cruncher definitely wants to take a fight. He just goes to the shop, Neo, buys 2 potions of mana, level 3 on the Mountain King. It's going to be level 2 clap, and this is going to be devastating. He's definitely trying to pick off some shamans, some grunts early before he can start getting into those breaker counts. But yeah, now he's just on the hunt. He might actually just force the fight over the expansion, but reinforced defenses, Neo, at this expansion, this thing is not going to go down anytime soon.
I'm really curious. Yeah, I was about to say, like, does he want to go for the creep jack, or is he going for the base? Both will probably force the TP, both will force a reaction, but this time there is a speed scroll. He could just engage. There is a lot of peons coming already. Cruncher is using this time for a counter expansion, so he doesn't even have to crack that can here.
Yeah, only 2 breakers in the army. Majority of this army for Cruncher still footies, obviously very susceptible to Stomp and Chain Lightning. So, well, it's going to be interesting how Cruncher wants to take this fight. I assume he just wants to tank with the Mountain King, try to get some damage. Also, 5 peons here. This could mean burrowed peons, extra attack, and Cruncher's kind of sandwiched between making a decision between going for this expansion or fighting Htiman.
Alrighty. Htiman already breaking upkeep as we suggested. Breakers are coming, but Htiman realizes that this is Rue. And the expansion is coming up. Does he have the time to engage? Wyvern coming in. Okay.
Token Wyvern, obviously very good at picking off the priests and the casters while during the fight. You actually force the Archmage to make water elementals for Purge and target the Wyvern. This is very good. It allows your grunts and Kodos to get a better position. Another grunt coming into the mix as well as the second Kodo, which was a very delayed because of that supply block, but now it's here, and this is all the time that Htiman wanted. I think now's the time to fight. And Cruncher's army, I mean, yeah, it's 49 supply, but majority of this is in footies that he doesn't want. He would prefer these in breakers. So this is a 60 supply orc at its peak with expansion versus a human that, you know, he could lose some units. I mean, he's putting up his expansion too, though, Cruncher on the right side.
Yeah, he's done. I think Cruncher's fine. Oh, there is an invul. Maybe he wants that just to steal it away from the TEC. Apparently not. Was investing more and faster into the heal scroll. As of course, Clap is the big weapon. You want the heal scroll against it. Can't really pick it up from any of the natural shops. And now he picks up the end. It's 2 invuls for Cruncher, 0 invuls for Htiman. And 2 expos are up. I think Cruncher is fine because Htiman, all that time where he was preventing the push towards his expansion, he was in upkeep. He was paying taxes. And Cruncher didn't. So economically, the human is ahead.
Yeah, Cruncher banking, which is really smart, but the shop control, like you mentioned, is so big. Grabbing the 2 heal scrolls and the 2 invuls are going to be so big in this case, because look at the collapse, and I think Htiman probably wished he had a heal scroll for all these units, but there's mana pots on this Mountain King. I don't know if this is a really good engage. I think Cruncher is in a good position here, like you said.
Getting away with a black eye here. The priest got caught, and for Cruncher, it's definitely time to produce now. Htiman, 70 supply. This is a lot of mass, but I think it's also stuck in production. Yep, 10 supply there is stuck in production. And this is time for Cruncher to rally up. He's super broke. He's constantly spending everything. No shop here, but the big advantage could be Mountain King with 2 potions. Will he use the clap on the illusions? This Happy was falling to it before, but Cruncher isn't. Hits the entire army. Oh my god. People are asking, what's this 8-unit cap for that's going to be implemented with the next patch? Well, there's your answer. Another one. Lightning Shield TC, though. Doing, okay, actually doing not too much as he's only going for the breakers. Now repositioning, now doing the damage. Militia are flanking onto the Shaman. Chain Lightning to get rid of them. Cruncher is losing quite a bit here, but the supply gap is closing thanks to the MK.
Htiman is diving way too far into this fight, it seems. A lot of grunts going down. In fact, they're trying to target the Mountain King now, but the Farseer's level 3. There's no more stomp on the TC. I don't think that this is a fight that Htiman wants to stay in. He's only got Shaman and a couple Wyvern. Can the Wyvern get damaged? No. There's flying machines to counter them. I don't think that Htiman's actually winning this fight.
Ooh, Dispel on the TC. 58 supply only for Htiman. He's got to get out. And that was the perfect timing. If he spends a little more time here, Mountain King has no mana anymore. And I think Cruncher will die, but not that way. Let's check the Kodos real quick. There's 1 full HP breaker here. There's another almost full HP breaker here. This Kodo has an empty stomach, has to go home hungry. Oh boy, there was a lot of consumables for Cruncher to survive this fight though. 2 heal scrolls, 2 invuls, and 2 mana potions. 6 consumables used in that fight for Cruncher.
Yeah, that was his big advantage, right? He had all the scrolls, all the invulns, and he doesn't have too many claps with the level 3 Mountain King, despite having the mana pots, because he hasn't been getting many intelligence items. So only having 2 and then having to pop a mana pot. So the hardest fight for Victor has already been finished for Htiman. So this fight going to be much tougher for Cruncher, but he's in a good supply spot. He's continuing to make units, continuing to mass breakers. And if this Mountain King keeps getting stacked, he's really close to 5. This could be still a good position for Cruncher, but I think Htiman has weathered the storm.
We'll see about that. Now we have a shop here, so next time Htiman pushes, he can just shop mana potions here. Goes for the double one immediately. He's super tanky now with the parry up, with the ring. very, very hard to knock the Mountain King out. TC got a potion as well with the ring. The Kodo's still devouring. This means Cruncher has perfect information of what Htiman is doing and what he's equipped with. And he decides to cross the map and contain the shop.
Is Htiman actually going to commit to this turtle camp? Because I don't think he's going to have time, or he's going to get severely creep-jacked. I don't think Htiman thinks he has a choice. He must know that Cruncher sees the army. Invis Mountain King, Neo.
There's no
he's
TP.
getting a really good spot. Oh, no.
How's he supposed to get out? He's trapped with the MK. Can he heal him up, though? He's already at 50%. He has an invul. Oh, no healed scroll here. Who's going to get this
no.
big
Here comes the Mountain King.
turtle?
There's nothing you can do. Look at all these units. Just the claps are so huge. And Htiman, actually, he's stuck. He's got to take a fight now, but the Kodos are starting to eat. One Kodo goes down right away, but it's not the one with the full belly. Another one getting targeted, but the speed scrolls in. And the Kodo micro. This is such a tough position, but now Hitman's actually getting a good position to fight this, and Cruncher's the one TPing out.
It's a normal damage coming. Chain Lightning getting 2 exit kills. But that was expensive. 2 Kodos falling. Got one of the breakers back. Another stray one is moving back home now. Damn. Htiman kind of turning this fight around over there, enduring all the claps, and then, okay, you are trapped with me here now. Going to eat and going to strike back. That was fascinating. Uh-oh. What?
Oh, no. That's the real Farseer, and there's no items on him. What, Htiman? What are you doing?
I have never seen such a mistake by Htiman. He wasn't looking since the Farseer just in the middle donates him. Big experience. MK close to 5. Is it the nerves, Ricky?
I don't know what that is. I think the Farseer was trying to go to the shop and not respecting that Cruncher was already there. A big miscalculation, but once you get bolted, Neo, with no items, there's nothing you can do. He just kind of sacks it. But now Hitman's kind of broke. He doesn't have the money to tab res. Okay, there we go. But now he's dead broke. That's a huge investment cost, but the army for Htiman is still big. Htiman definitely needs to go to the shop and pick up an item. There we go. Go to get the heal scroll. He buys a TP. I assume the heal scrolls are already bought. Cruncher's already got him. That was a huge mistake from Htiman, but can he bounce back?
Farseer has no mana. Could use the clarity, but didn't. All he has is a TP. He's basically an item carrier, and kind of equal to a headhunter damage-wise. Cruncher with a lot of breakers. Can he control this TC? This time there's no sorceress. Lightning shield dispelled. The breakers need a front line, and then they should be fine. But the TC finding the way to the back line once again. Stomp here, but not getting too many kills. The priests seem to be safe. Oh, au contraire, these grunts, man. They're absolutely not. The MK is picking him apart, trying to focus on this TC, interestingly. Dealing a lot of damage, but not getting any exit kills. Supply is tied.
Oh, this is so close. I mean, Hitman's getting good surface area on these grunts, but the claps are just so good. And as long as Cruncher keeps control of this shop, the heal scrolls, I don't think Hitman's had won this entire game. It's so hard to take a fight in the long run, and that's what Cruncher's doing, just buying time with his breakers, continuing to clap. And look at Hitman's army. Look at the amount of money he's spending on salves. Look at all these low grunts. This is crazy, man.
Yeah. And
they should
Cruncher
patch the MK and make him only hit 8 units at a time.
That's a very good suggestion, man. They should listen to you. Once again, Cruncher has shop control, and that happens almost the entire game. What do you do against an MK, especially now on level 5, without the heal scrolls? He can always afford them. Double heal scroll, double invul, mana potion. Did you see the experience graph on the clean feed, by the way? This is like back and forth the entire time. Cruncher takes the lead, Htiman strikes back, takes the lead, Cruncher strikes back. An incredible curve there on the graph, but it feels like Cruncher is doing it now with the level on the Mountain King, but Htiman has the supply lead. Did he queue a tier 3? Yes, he did.
Rocky wave, up, down, left, right, contra code, but Htiman now finally starting to get into his upgrades. He's going to get 1-1 on his grunts. This is good. A little bit extra tanky, a little bit extra more damage. And when you're 72 supply, Neo, I mean, his army looks fantastic. It really does. The problem is that he's taking fights and just eating claps all the time without scrolls of healing, because Cruncher's just been doing such a good job. He's literally camping at the shop right now.
Yeah, but how do you get him out of there? It's like, how can you prevent this? It seems impossible. Like, he's just sitting on the shop like a hen on an egg. I don't know.
Like a what?
Like a hen on an egg.
Oh, like mother hen?
Like a mother hen, exactly.
Am I the egg?
Well, you wish.
Yeah, that was a good analogy. That was really good, actually. But here comes the Mountain King and Viz. Action-packed game, and we can't distract it with mother hen jokes. Look at the splits actually from Htiman. The splits looking really good at the Mountain King here for Cruncher.
Spreads the army across 2 screens. Oh my god. We do have a Pendant of Energy now for the TC. Just bought that. Has an invul as well.
Oh,
okay.
Is the Mountain King going to find surface area here? Bolt on the TC, a huge clap. Gets every single unit in that circle. Htiman frantically trying to move his Kodos to eat. He eats 1 breaker, which is good, but he might lose a... oh, wow. He loses the Raider in the process and just another clap. And there's more mana pots that this came from, Neo.
Okay. Can he block the TC? That's clap invul. Nicely done for the TC, but he's dodging the storm and he's breaking through. Can he find the casters with the storm? That is super important. There we go. Also, the Archmage can't use the heal scroll at the moment, but time is over. There we go. TC now behind enemy lines, getting chased. There's nothing on him. The sorcerers are coming back once again. This was great control on Last Refuge, and it might seal the deal on Echo Isles once again. 600 gold for Cruncher. Almost maxed out army, and with that distraction, he finally... did he? Got a heal scroll.
He got a heal scroll, and actually there's only 1 mana pot left, and the Mountain King's gonna have to pop it. His Htiman weathered the storm. All the units are so low, but they're not dead yet. Can the TC get off the heal scroll? The units are running towards him. Pop it. Oh, he pops it, but then another clap.
Htiman got... like, they are not killing much. Everything is hurt, but they're really not killing much. Look at the experience. They started with level 5 into this fight. Mountain King, the bar barely moved. The TC is... to the dot, level 5, the level of play here is unbelievable. How can they save so much against these monstrous AoE spells?
Yeah, Htiman's been doing a great job of keeping these grunts spread, not eating all the claps to die, and actually moving the low ones behind. Like you said, the claps have been really good. That heal scroll definitely solved, but Htiman's not losing units here. Now, Cruncher's just invested so much in mana pots. He's going back to the shop to grab some more. This is just non-stop onslaught here, but Htiman, as long as he can get more upgrades on these grunts, right now he's getting +2 attack. If he gets more armor, then they can start to weather the breaker attacks, and then he's just dealing with the collapse at this point. But Cruncher buying another scroll of healing. Htiman's going to get this one though, and now we're taking a fight, Neo, for the first time in this game where Victor might actually have a heal scroll.
We got 4 Kodo Beasts ready. Battle Drums upgrade. We have Master Training on the Shaman. I doubt he's going to use Bloodlust because it's just going to get stolen. If that's the case, we might need to get Remo on for the Bloodlust Impression. 1/1 upgrades on the Breakers. Triple Potion of Mana. Oh my god. This is so much clap.
This is all Cruncher needs. Cruncher needs to rely on this because the unit upgrades are getting so big. The only thing that will stop that is the clap, which doesn't care about your upgrades at all. It doesn't care about your feelings either. 4 Kodos out of position. The claps are pretty big, but Cruncher needs to be conservative with these claps because he needs to hit this grunt line. There's so many grunts. He cannot waste it on just the Kodos. He needs to get the Shamans out. He needs to get these grunts out. This is 8 grunts with almost 2/1 upgrades.
The damage is actually stacking up with the Warsong Battle Drums now. This +6. This is... like 29 min roll. That's not too bad.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. I mean, 4 Kodos, all with empty bellies, Neo. If Htiman can get a speed scroll position here, he doesn't have any speed scrolls actually, but if he can get a position, he might need to go grab one.
It's a crazy tug of war. No. No, 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 no.
Not like that.
Okay. It was Bloodlust. Can he get it again? No. Maybe he triggers the heal scroll early. Not really. Keeps the Farseer safe. Clap was used. 2 more potions here. We kind of love to see shops. Oh, mortar teams against the cast is really nice. We're going tier 3 human as well.
This is going to slowly spiral out of control, I think, for Cruncher. He's going to get a huge lead here. He's banking tons of money, and Htiman can't find a good position. He constantly gets bolted. His Farseer basically out of the fight that time. You got to go back and heal up. Now he's actually healing up his grunts. They were all pretty halfway low anyway. Now he's healing them back up before another fight. This is just so crazy, though. The shop control from Cruncher has basically been this game. Heal scroll on both the Mountain King and the Archmage, and like you pointed out, he bought 3 mana pots. He's down to just 2 this time. Htiman needs to get a good position, needs to get a speed scroll, but she still doesn't have. So how are these Kodos going to get in the front line?
Invis might catch this. Oh, the Mountain King is caught. He's throwing everything onto him. So, of course, a lot of stun, but the Mountain King is, or should be safe with an invul, and that's so smart by Cruncher. I hope he bought everything there from the Merchant. Yes, he did. Merchant is empty. His tier 3 just finished. He's getting all the sweet upgrades now. He can heal, and let Htiman come to him. The main base is empty. Htiman had the expo up earlier. There is no incentive for Cruncher to leave the expo, except maybe shop and stuff. But he will be the one mining longer. And now both are on tier 3.
Yeah, it's going to get interesting, right? The grunt upgrades are getting ridiculous. 3-1 on the grunts, about to have 3-2 with the armor upgrade.
Oh my.
Can Htiman actually survive this? The claps have been so good, and Htiman's so patient. I mean, look how long this game's gone, Neo. 25 minutes, and nobody's committing to a fight because, I mean, if you take a bad fight here, it's probably game over. Cruncher's breaking. Now he's used all his bank. He's just massing mortar teams, like you said. He's got one. Where are the other ones? One more. No, they're just one?
Yeah.
Kappa? Two?
One heal scroll, exactly. Dude, we might see Inner Fire and Bloodlust on the human army, on the mortar.
That'd be insane. Paladin coming out, though, for Cruncher. This is going to add so much more depth. This is going to be... He can pretty much just stand in the front with his Mountain King and just constantly Holy Light him. And just get all the claps he wants.
Cruncher is denying his own peasants, doesn't need them anymore, replaces them with army, checks the marketplace. Another pendant here, maybe was hoping for a big mana potion or something. That would have been huge, of course. 80 supply, almost maxed out. I've rarely seen an army composition like this. Htiman is going pillage. Grunts, of course, benefit from pillage. Can he go for run buys with the tier 1 units? That's surreal.
Ooh, and Htiman's actually found an angle to this expansion. Cruncher a little bit out of position going for Htiman's expansion. And Cruncher's actually going to the deep south, whereas Htiman is hitting it right now. And this could be a really good timing. Cruncher will have to respect this. He will have to TP. I don't think he can actually get in a position here to do any damage. Cruncher's just beelining it anyway, going for them. They're both going to base trade here.
Yeah, here's Lightning Shield. That is a complete wipe of the workers, taking out all the repair. How's it going here? It's only breakers. They're only 1-2, but here come the mortar team shots. And how do you repair against that? The answer is you Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, the TP's going to come in.
Everything is clumped up. This is a dreamland for Mountain King. But he can't reach. He wasn't in position. More damage. He's distracting. Oh, that stomp hits it all. The breaker line is good, but the damage is better. Chain lightning, insane. Mortars have to run. This is an expansion held. Can he break through this, though? Tiny little needle hole. Breakers block everything. Mortars doing damage. Mountain King, of course, as well. This might backfire for Htiman.
This Mountain King has to go ham. Cruncher sitting on no expansion right now. Htiman has held his. The stomp is pretty big. There's Kodos that are eating some of the breakers, but some of them need to get into this front line. The grunts are having a hard time at the front, actually. The breaker's doing a lot of damage, and this Paladin continuing to focus this Mountain King and keep him alive. Hitman's not having a good position in this fight. One of the Kodos goes for a breaker, but he's going to be quickly killed with the mortars in the back. And Cruncher's actually winning this fight right now. But there's Htiman with the speed scroll Kodos to finally eat one. The grunts!
All gone, but there's no mana anymore. Needs this invul soon. Otherwise, oh, he dodges the Stormbolt again. Htiman is so good. But is he dead now is the question. Everything hurt. So hurt. This will take forever, but his expo is up. Cruncher's not mining. All the workers gone. Wait a minute. Are they... Does he have workers left?
Cruncher's got no workers. He sacked them all for the army, and then he missed the trade on the town hall. Wait. Hitman's got an army. Cruncher does not, and this time Hitman's actually going to beeline it to the shop. There's a scroll of healing there. Do you want to sell items just to get it, or do you want to wait?
Absolutely kidding me.
Oh, the heal wards from the witch doctors.
He can steal them.
Mountain King here, though. Mountain King.
He
the
stole
collapse
them.
are going to pick up some of these units.
He's going for the TC, man. Don't care about the units. If you get the hero, it's definitely game. Blizzard transition by Cruncher, doing more and more AoE. Insane range of the Mountain King, of course. That TC drops, and there's no ultimate. He's
Cruncher's going to do it anyway.
And he was supposed to be the carry. Can he break through this? The Mortal's absolutely untouched. What do you do with this now? The Farseer is hitting the deck as well. Cruncher, 2-1 match points.
Oh my god. Cruncher on no expansion. No money. Just beelines it. He said, I beat you in that fight. I TP home. Htiman is at the shop, fully committed to grabbing another heal scroll, thinking he's okay. The TC gets out of position. Cruncher wins the game. That was a nail-biter 30-minute game. I cannot believe it. Htiman is down to 1. Cruncher on match series game point, DreamHack championship point.
What a game. Oh my lordy. A couple mistakes from Htiman that Cruncher capitalized on. 1, the Farseer kill in the mid game, and 2, I don't think Htiman realizes just how good the heal wards that he had for the last 10 minutes of the game were. He had Master Witch Doctors for about 8 to 10 minutes, I think, with a Witch Doctor with mana, just sitting in the middle. And I think if he were to take a fight, Town Portal out, heal up to full, not have to use salves, heal scrolls, waste all the mana potions of the Mountain King, he really could have done a lot better in the later stages, but he only got the 1 heal ward off, and he had Master Witch Doctors for so long.
But that heal ward was stolen immediately, right?
Yeah,
the control magic. He definitely did that with the sentry wards, and then I guess he did it in the fight as well with the heal ward, and that was countered immediately. Crazy level of play. Unbelievable saves, unbelievable hero action. This is what Warcraft is about, guys. Heroes mixed with armies. We saw the best of both worlds. With his tier 3, kind of reminiscent of a WEC game of 6 years ago, Fly and Yumiko, where status traps were stolen and crazy stuff like that happened. I gotta rest my mind, and man, it's history repeating. It's the same situation that we had in summer. Back and forth, Cruncher with match points, and it's up to Htiman to defend his championship now in 3 minutes. We see that match points, ladies and gentlemen. DreamHack Fall America might find the conclusion here on Northern Isles. How fitting. Can Cruncher claim the Frozen Throne?
Oh, I think he's going to do it. Oh, I think he's going to do it. Caster Curse, boys. Oh, no. I think Cruncher's going to close it out. I think he's going to win it. I think he's going to be the DreamHack champ. He's going to dethrone Htiman. It's been so long. It's going to happen on Northern Isles. Oh, I'm going to say it. Oh, he's doing it.
You know what? There's a documentary called The Jinx. Maybe they could do a remake with you after this series, because we've been in these shoes before. There was match points for Cruncher in the summer, and Htiman didn't really care. He brought it back. He made it full distance, and then he had the endurance and brought it over the finish line. But this is rare. This is Htiman trailing. This might be a new champion here in the Americas. We load in to Northern Isles. To quote Mr. Remo Demo in the break, who's doing a little bit of production in the background, that was Poggers, my doggers. And is there a better description for Game 3, Carson?
Oh man, I was just watching it, not casting, and I'm tired. I don't know how the players are going to feel. You're talking about endurance, like after a 30-minute banger like that, going into the 4th game of the series, grand finals, like how do you think the players feel? It must be tiring.
Well, we know that Htiman is doing 50 games a day, so from that perspective, he shouldn't tire out too much physically. But how is this mentally? Where he knows he tried everything, and Cruncher had him under control. In the map picks Cruncher had was the case on Last Refuge, was the case on Echo Isles, but the map pick that Htiman had was absolute nothing but domination. So this is another Htiman pick. This is Northern Isles, and maybe it's domination once again. We see a Farseer, but not against the Blood Mage this time. It's the standard Archmage. And here on Northern, gotta raise the question, is this a fast expansion maybe?
Yeah, we didn't see it on Echo Isles, of course, but maybe Northern Isles is even becoming the more standard fast expansion map. Echo Isles classically was always the Mountain King first, always a fast expo in almost every matchup, but Northern Isles is becoming the new old EI. So maybe he can do it. He is going to go for the small green camp first, which costs you less lumber, which means you could go for that expansion. I'll have to wait and see. That'd be really spicy in Game 4 if he goes for that.
Oh yeah, the spice. Bring the spice! We want it hot. And Farseer is moving across as well. This creep spot is safe though, so we find ourselves in the same situation than we were on at least 2 maps here. Htiman harassing, going into the base, Cruncher trying to find level 2 somehow. Ring of Protection won't really help with that. So the wolves are hung. Wait a minute, he's moving back. Wolves are coming from each side, trying to sandwich here. But okay, here we go. The summon battle is on.
Yeah, and Htiman's been very good in these early games. We even saw it last game on Echo Isles. The Archmage forced him to the back of his base, and then forgetting that farm. So actually the Mountain King being late last game just because of this harass. And now that he has a grunt too, Htiman's been fast teching every game, but now he goes with the racks before tech. He's got a grunt, and this is going to be a lot of pressure.
Outside the base though, so peasants are safe, economy is healthy. He's going for the tower, buying some time, and now he's retreating into the safety of his base, but the water elemental expires. Okay. Archmage struggles a little to get back into that base. It should be fine. There's not a single hit on a peasant so far.
Yeah, no economic damage, no militia having to be called either, which is a big deal. We don't see the blacksmith quite yet, if that's what Cruncher wanted to go for. This is another map where you can go rifle caster, similar to Last Refuge we saw earlier, but so far Htiman in the clear of that strategy. The wolf in the main base maybe going to feed a little bit of experience. Yeah, it does go down. So 1 wolf on Cruncher's side, getting him closer to level 2.
Oh, this is also something that rarely happens or shouldn't really happen. Losing wolves, feeding experience to the Archmage. He's forcing him away from the map again. And if we remember the game against Kiwikaki here, of course it was a very different opening, but Cruncher moved into the base of Kiwi and was destroying burrows, and it feels like he's doing the same just on level 1.
Yeah, maybe some pressure coming Htiman's way. This would be a nice timing, and he does have a lot of mana. We were talking about his mana usage in the past couple games when he lacks that aura. It's very good. He's almost got full mana on the Archmage, not summoning any unnecessary water elementals, and he could go into the base, but Htiman's right on his tail.
They don't leave each other alone, do they? They can't just they just can't get enough of each other. Big last for the Flash Eater. Farseer has 0! Almost surrounded the Wolf. Saves him. Here comes the Archmage, though. Can he get the last hit? So close. No, goes to Htiman.
Wow. That was a tense sequence of events. There is a Talent Portal in the Farseer, but you really want to save that for a potential Mountain King surround later on when you're harassing the creeping. But Cruncher, his tech is very far behind. The Torn Chieftain almost out again. And the Archmage still level 1, still under pressure, still relatively low hit points. And the tier 2 was not cancelled, so that move across the map really didn't do much for Cruncher.
At least saved his Echo, right? Tier 2 is finishing without any damage taken. But yeah, experience is going to be the big issue, as it always is. We're going into the mid-game stage of Game 4, and it's all about the TC, it's all about the Mountain King.
And maybe it'll be all about these items. What will Cruncher get here? Lightning Shield could be nice. Replenishment Potion, probably even nicer. The Tauren Chieftain going to get something nice from this green camp as well. Maybe go over the expansion. The question now for Htiman, how early will his expansion be? And will his expansion be cancelled? I don't think it has been yet, which is actually very nicely done from Htiman, always guarding it throughout the entire series.
We go double Sanctum again, so bye-bye Rifleman. Mountain King on the way. Is it time for Htiman to expand again? No fast expo for the human, but maybe a fast tier 2 expo for the orc once more. But now the turntables, as it seems, Cruncher is the one harassing, Cruncher is the one preventing leveling, and this TC is now stuck with Aura first.
Yeah, no stomp, but one footman got to get him closer. Actually, he was out of range for that experience, but he's got to start this camp. He can't be afraid. He's got to get the creeping done. He's got to get that expansion building. The peon was, I think, scouted by Cruncher, so he knows what's up. But the Tauren Chieftain will unlock that stomp. We'll get level 2, and here's the Mountain King. So Cruncher bought a decent amount of time with that little move.
It's crazy back and forth here between them. We know how much is on the line. $1,600 for the winner. That's level 2 for the Tauren Chieftain. The peon is so ready to build a Great Hall.
And the Circlet, Claws of Attack. First Raider comes out as well. I don't think Htiman's actually scouted the Double Sanctum yet, so still not going into Kodos too fast. The Archmage under a lot of pressure, and the Farseer is being real risky here, actually. No Chain Lightning yet, so no potential for a last hit on that big boy.
He probably knows where the TC is, so he knows he's not really endangered. Raiders, eh? That's new.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gotten a wolf into the base yet, Htiman. So generally, if you think you might be against Riflecaster, you'll go into one Raider first and then go into Kodo production when you see the breakers, or vice versa, you see the rifles. But now the heal scrolls. The name of the game last on Echo Isles was Cruncher always getting the heal scrolls, always getting the invuln potions. But on Northern Isles, it's still one shop, and Htiman getting the edge here.
True that. Scroll the Beast for him as well. Might not make the biggest difference. Might be trading it for another Scroll of Healing. Invo Potion, here we see it. This is very, very good for Htiman. He might be forcing the issue as he had the TC out earlier. He's level 3 already. He needs to heal a little. And then he should be in fighting shape as Lightning Shield is finishing. He might distract a little from this upcoming expansion. Cruncher obviously wants to push at some point, but he's just not ready yet.
Yeah, this is very good for Htiman. He's got the Ensnare, he's got the Raider, the Tauren Chieftain level 3, who's very safe. He's got the Scroll of the Beast, which he could use. There's only one breaker on the field, and now the Archmage under pressure. The Bolt, but the Stomp comes out first. The big heal potion pass. The Scroll of the Beast popped into the Archmage. Might be forced out, but Cruncher's doing a really good job defending.
Heal potion was used under the storm.
Oh my god!
This time he's a little faster, but Hero Focus is the name of the game. The Archmage has a TP, but can't use it as he's stunned. Clap, but I think it was dodged by the TC in anticipation of that clap coming in. And here's a massive stun. Htiman is back in this series. Oh my god, what a slaughter!
How many dodges were there? There's just a mana potion. The town portal has been passed, but it can always be passed back, and it will be. Okay, so... Okay, the Farseer under a lot of pressure. What a tense situation. So much hero focus, but at the end of the day, Cruncher's sort of losing everything. And Htiman's still healthy. Htiman still has expansion that's almost mining. Oh, the TC, though.
TP out. Right clicks. Fireball. Oh, no. One break of feedback shot would be a 23 supply HP. And the TC survives. Unbelievable fight by Htiman. Crazy. He dodged the clap for the... Wow.
And those bolt timings, the first stomp timing comes out right before the bolt hits. The next bolt comes right before the stomp hits. The health potion perfectly on time. The invuln potion perfectly on time. You think about it, if that clap hits before the invuln, 23 HP Torrent Chieftain is a dead Torrent Chieftain. That was so tense, but Htiman definitely out ahead in that fight.
Htiman must have a big supply lead. Oh yeah, we see the curve swinging in his favor big time after this fight. That was a 10 supply lead at the end of this fight. We got the second base up for Htiman. How do you get back, Cruncher? Got a super tanky MK, but that's pretty much about it. Shop control for Victor Lin. He got the heal scroll again. He got the rune braces against the Stormbolt. And this time I guess he will keep it.
Yeah, and level 4 Torrent Chieftain, almost level 3 Farseer, and the expansion is trying to be built. The speed scroll used. The MK's out of position with no potion of invulnerability, just a town portal. The MK might fall. There could be a stomp to deny the town portal pass as well. The Mountain King, so out of position. Is there a chain lightning? There is, and the GG's called it 2-2. We're going to game 5, baby. What a performance on his map pick.
You raised the question at the beginning of this game. How does this affect the players? Well, Htiman untouched from the Echo Isle game. His map, his point. Fact.
Man, I mean, the games that Htiman are winning are like not close, and the games that Cruncher are winning are like extremely close. I don't know if I just caster cursed him. I don't think I did. I think Cruncher still got it, of course. But this is a really, really close series. Obviously, we go to 5 games. Of course, we go to 5 games. We've been hyping Cruncher, hyping Htiman. Of course, it goes to the final one, but wow, this is like so back and forth. Just when I thought Htiman might be tilted from that Echo Isles game, we stand corrected again, and he just absolutely dominates on Northern Isles. Oh, one more map to go. I have no idea who's going to take it.
Well, it's the third series in a row that goes full distance. Usually Htiman is the one to take it, but maybe today everything is a little upside down. Last break of DreamHack Fall America. I hope you're buckled up. I hope you got some monsters in, because this is the decision. The last map of the entire tournament. The championship on the line. Htiman trying to defend the throne. Cruncher trying to claim the throne for the first time here in DreamHack America. The two Dust Gaming players going at each other, casted by the two Dust boys.
I got chills.
Take it.
I got absolute chills, Carson. Game number 5, it's all come down to this, all culminated to this Game 5 series that could go either way. Cruncher dethroning the king and finally stamping himself into a major tournament of Warcraft 3 this year, which would be incredible for him. A great story. Also, Htiman, can he just continue this legacy of being probably the greatest NA player of all time? It's all going to come down to Concealed Hill on top to boot, and in the top right, leaving no introduction, guys. Can he keep the legacy alive? It's going to be Dust Gaming's Htiman. Crowd's going wild. In the bottom left, you guys know him. Can he dethrone the king and finally solidify himself as a top contender in NA, the champion, Cruncher? Crowd going wild for both players, Carson. It's a packed house in here, millions in the arena.
Yeah, and the more important narrative for this series, weed or weeb, as they like to say.
Yeah.
420
Are you weed or weeb?
I am in Hitman's team 420 on Battle.net, so I am a weed, apparently.
Right on. I've never actually been invited by both players. They're keeping me well into the dark like a mushroom. But yeah, Cruncher team Ayaya, the weebs, versus the 420 weed team, which is awesome.
Yeah, could we have asked for a better series as well between these two?
This is probably these guys play all the time, and people go, "Oh, it's the same old song and dance." But the games are incredible. The games are actually phenomenal this time. The series has been insane, and again, we're seeing the same old opener for Htiman, except this time he's going to open with a Rax with the creep or with the tech, and then Archmage for Cruncher as well. What do you think about this map for both races at this point, for both players?
It's a little bit of a strange map. The Archmage has a much easier time getting level 3 on this map as opposed to like Last Refuge or Northern Isles. Much harder to creep, whereas this map you can see the human being the aggressor in the mid game, whereas Htiman has had a lot of space to creep his Tauren Chieftain. On Concealed Hill, it can be really difficult in the mid game, especially with level 2, sometimes even level 3 Archmage is possible in this map in the early game. So we'll have to look out for that, have to look out for some tier 2 cancels, for some pressure on the Tauren Chieftains creeping, and maybe even a canceled expansion, finally for Cruncher in this game.
Yeah, very interesting. Cruncher actually segregating Htiman out. He's all the way at the red camp in the mid, and that's going to be very far away from his main base. Not the Wolves not doing too much damage. One peasant taking a bit of damage in the main base, but that's about it. And Cruncher's going to do that fast tech again before the Arcane Tower. And Htiman's going to the main base now, but Cruncher deciding to actually creep up the turtle, the crab, and why not try it out?
Yeah, he's trying to deny the turtle camp with the militia. That's what Htiman's doing. But in that, he's giving up the crab camp. And that's why I'm saying it's really hard to deny the level 2.4, 2.5, maybe even level 3 Archmage in the early game, because you just can't stop all the split creeping. Now the Footman could even go up. They could creep the little green above the fountain and then just heal up for free at the fountain itself. So far, pretty good early game for Cruncher. But Htiman with just a Farseer, he's doing as much as he can.
Tech timing for both players. Htiman obviously with the faster tech just going straight away before Rax, but yeah, like you said, the mid game Archmage level 2 pretty easily. Htiman doesn't care about his Farseers creeping just yet at this point. The turtles and the orange camp outside his base definitely for the Tauren Chieftain. And when does Cruncher decide to creep the lab, or do you just continue to creep the green camps? What is the normal choice for creeping if you're the human player in this case?
Just little greens for now. Maybe he will try to steal a camp or two away from Htiman's side if he can continue with this aggression, if he can get the Farseer low enough. But you ask about the lab, probably the first camp once the Mountain King comes out. We've been seeing Cruncher do a lot of solo creeping on that second hero, try to get the level 3, the level 2 Thunderclap, very important. So probably see those bigger camps with Militia at tier 2.
Ooh, Farseer taking a bit of damage, and before going to the shop, he's going to have to run home. TC coming out, Spirit Lodge Bestiary. We're going to see the same thing again. Did Cruncher get that?
No, Htiman didn't get that.
Okay, but Cruncher taking a lot of damage at the fountain there.
The creep's waking up. And the footmen are low, and they're not allowed to heal because the wolf is always blocking the door to the fountain. You cannot get through.
Arcane Vault going down at the same time as Tier 2 tech for Cruncher finishes, but the Tier 2 tech for Htiman has already been in place. In fact, the TC's popping out right now. This is very early, and the Grunt's heading back home towards the orange camp. Htiman's going to start creeping out with that TC. He's got the wolf at the fountain just to see if anything, any straggler units were there, but nope, they've all run home, all going to the shop. Cruncher creeping back at home.
Yeah, the footmen are getting pretty low, and the Farseer is always in a good position. At least one of his wolf friends are, and this could be a footman kill, and more importantly, it's going to be the healing stopped if Cruncher goes for that at the shop he built. And,
Archmage actually taking a lot of damage here. This is so annoying.
TC's creeping the whole time as well. The entire time this is going on, he's getting a little bits of experience. He doesn't get that water elemental, nicely denied, but he's slowing down the Archmage, slowing down the Mountain King in the future by so much in the TC. Very efficiently creeping back home.
So far, so good. There's a mantle as well that the Farseer could grab. He's going to grab the rest of these small sea turtles, but Mantle of Intelligence going down as well. Mountain King coming up, and Cruncher not wasting any time. As soon as the Arcane Sanctum goes up, he pops, bang with 2 priests right away. So the macro for both players very phenomenal, and this is the lab camp creep like we talked about. As soon as the Mountain King comes out, big juicy camp, and the Farseer is nowhere to be found. He's grabbing 2 small sea turtles when he should be going up there.
Yeah, but he does snag the rest of that camp. He didn't get the mantle. Maybe didn't want to waste that much time running all the way back there. More importantly, the Thorn Chieftain's creeping, but importantly for Cruncher as well, the Mountain King's going to get level 2. Consumable here could be good. Potion of Greater Healing. Not too bad, not too bad. Mana Potion, probably the best. Big Invuln, probably the second best, and then Big Heal, you know, pretty close to the Big Invuln Potion, so not too bad, but level 2 is gained. And no fast expansion for Htiman.
No, not yet. In fact, the Expo camp here is so hard to creep with the poison. You take so much damage. So early Expos, or just Expos in general on Concealed Hill, aren't always ideal. We have seen Cruncher, though, creep that very clean. Normally, he's obviously a really good player, but the Kodo actually decides to eat the Forest Troll Trapper.
I love it. I love it. Why not, man? Why not? You already got the item. Eat it. Go creep even faster, and you know you can even devour one of these.
And here we go. We talked about Cruncher doing the Null Overseer camp, and look how clean this is. Always, it's a poison camp. You usually take a ton of damage, but focusing with the Water Elemental, everything's dying. Very little damage taken. The Mountain King's definitely going to get really close to level 3 here.
The thing about this for Htiman is in order to creep the expansion that we were kind of talking about a little bit, in order to get the expansion building, you kind of need to bring your Farseer back because it's hard to creep with just the Tauren Chieftain and you take much too much damage. So bringing the Farseer back is a necessity. With that, he gets to level 2, but with that, he gives a lot of space to the Mountain King, who creeps his own expansion, and Cruncher not yet counter-expanding, but he, of course, doesn't know that Htiman has his building.
And that's the thing about Htiman's style, is Htiman's so robotic, so clean with his play that Cruncher knows that, okay, you're going to creep out your TC, I'm just going to creep out my Mountain King, right? And we've seen Cruncher been getting level 3 Mountain King right off the hop in most of the games, except for the games where Htiman's been super aggressive. But on the styles where Htiman's not so worried about his Farseer and worried about his TC, Cruncher's been able to creep very cleanly.
Yeah, in the games where he has been able to creep cleanly, he's won. The 2 games that he did, the 2 games where he took fights before having Mountain King level 3, or on the Amazonia game, not having Blood Mage level 3, he lost. He lost, and then when he got Mountain King 3, Htiman lost. So, you know, Cruncher's in a position to take it if the other games tell us anything.
Oh, and look at this. Htiman going to the bottom of the map. He's going to be very out of position for this. He does have a TP on the Farseer, but Cruncher just beelining it straight up to the top. He knows that Htiman's going to put this expansion down. And honestly, this is a canceled expansion. There's no way Htiman can save this. This is a really nice pickoff for Cruncher.
This is the first time Cruncher's canceled the expansion. Like, he's killed it, of course, after it was already built with some nice fights. I think he did that on Last Refuge. He managed to kill it. But he's never canceled it. He's never delayed Htiman this much economically. And Htiman just creeping a little green camp in the meantime. Maybe could have gotten the red, but all 3 reds are still up for grabs for both players.
Token Wyvern that we usually see in the early game for Htiman, trying to do some damage early, also forces the Archmage to spawn some Water Elementals. But there are some Shaman here. This is a pretty big army for both players, I would say. Even though Cruncher has a lot of footies, he's still got a good breaker count. 2 is all right for now. He's going to creep out this red, just straight up, actually, not going to pull anything. I think it's because he doesn't want to waste any time, because he knows that Htiman's at the front door of his main base. Could this be a lot of peasants killed, Carson? There's not an expo for Cruncher. All these peasants very important.
This could be a game-winning move for Htiman. He's getting so many peasant kills. There's still no town portal back. Okay, Cloak of Flames, a really good pickup for Cruncher, but Htiman's killing so many peasants, and he could just town portal out. He is. What he's going to lose in the meantime? Cruncher weirdly positioning. Oh, he didn't want to let the Kodo devour, so actually Htiman not even losing any HP for that run by and delaying the mining by a lot. And he kills the Arcane Tower, so some wolves could maybe come back in. More importantly, the army can come back in without any fear.
Ooh, actually some juicy berserkers here that this Farseer could pick off. Nice experience, free experience for this Farseer, unless he wants to move with the TC as well. Just going to pick it all up, Tome of Agility as well. Why not? Try it out. It's good. It's a good tome. But Cruncher's right here at the front door, and like you said, the Cloak of Flames, very good. The Kodos do eat, but can they get back into a position? The Wyvern also doing damage, and actually, Cruncher's kind of awkwardly spread right now.
Heal Scroll was used at some point. Maybe it was just used now as I clicked on the Torrent Chieftain, but Cruncher's on the back foot, and there's no Militia to be called. Okay, there's a few in the back that he could call, but they're kind of bruised. There's a Heal Scroll for Cruncher. The first priest going down, the second priest going down. The Wyvern are doing work. That's 3 priest kills. There's one more stomp. The Archmage might be forced back to Purge. Town Portal, because he doesn't want to waste the Potion of Invulnerability, and that's Htiman. Forcing the Town Portal, and now getting position to get his expansion up and possibly a red camp.
You come so close, so far, Carson, and just Htiman just so dominant. I mean, a 2-1 lead for Cruncher. This Footy's going to try to cancel the expansion, but Htiman should be able to send the units back, and Hitman's just looking so solid right now. 58 supply against 48. Cruncher losing so many priests there. 3 right away. The Wyvern haven't been answered yet. And Hitman's just having an onslaught time right now. The Farseer almost level 3. And this time, Hitman's going to buy some scrolls at the shop. The TC's got 2 rings. He's so tanky. A tanky pig. He's been eating. That's some good quality bacon. But 3 Kodos here at this point, Carson. How do you come back as the human player?
Yeah, 3 Kodos is rough, and meat is back on the menu for sure for Htiman. And now the expansion took a little bit of damage, and there will be flying machines soon to counter those wyverns that we were talking about a little bit earlier, but there's no town portal for either player. Very tense, but Htiman has a much bigger army, and Cruncher's losing the first flying machine before it can do anything to those wyverns.
Oh, Hitman's so patient. He sees with the scout Farseer that Cruncher's right here, and Cruncher was going to commit to a creepjack, but Htiman deciding right away to just evacuate, and why not? He's got the army. The purges on the priests are unanswered. Again, another priest falling down. Level 4 on the TC, level 3 on the Farseer. That's level 2 Chain Lightning and level 2 Endurance Aura on top to boot. This army is so crazy. In fact, the Kodo almost finished devouring that Spellbreaker, so that's going to be 3 almost empty Kodos before a fight comes. Hitman has bought enough time for his expansion, and he scouted Crunchers at the same time.
Yeah, and Crunchers is going to be a little bit behind, and he has to invest more gold into power building it. In the meantime, Htiman has just invested the straight cost of the expo, and the peons are being pulled from the main base. So a really cheap expo for Htiman, and unharassed as well, except for the 1 cancel, whereas Cruncher's building a tower. He's got to invest into the power build, and it's later overall. So Htiman definitely the economic advantage, and both players going to trade a red camp, but this is the second red camp for Cruncher, only the first one for Htiman. We'll see what items they get. Could be very important items.
First item going to drop for Htiman, and it is a Devotion Aura. Wow.
Very good there. Absolutely amazing item for Htiman. Probably the best. Maybe Bone Chime's better. No, I think that's the best item. I'm saying it. It's the best item.
Okay, I'm not going to fight you.
All right.
Not going to fight you on that one. Mountain King getting really close to level 4, and there we go. What is the item going to be dropped on the Red Drake? Can Cruncher actually kill this Red Drake, Kappa? And he gets the Flute.
That's pretty good, too. Maybe the best item, maybe Endurance Aura would have been better for Cruncher there as well, but that's very good, especially with the flying machines. Ooh, nice positioning from
Rally Priest. Yeah, now he's going to the expansion, and look at this, 67 supply, and it's all here against Cruncher's 48. Can the Mountain King be tanky enough? You know, he's got no shop at his expansion. He can't mass a million mana pots like he normally tries to do in this matchup, and this is going to be a favorable fight for Htiman.
Oh yeah, the claps have to be massive. The expo is mining. The Torn Chieftain, no Potion of Vulnerability, but there are 2 heal scrolls to deal with the clap. And the Shamans are always in the back, and the Wyvern are being dealt with a little bit, but the Shamans are helping out against those flying machines. So the anti-air is down. The Mountain King trying to clap, but he can only clap the tanky Kodos that have not a good armor class, but a lot of hit points. So that's very nicely done from Htiman to tank with those.
Oh, 4th Kodo here. There's no speed scroll to get a good position on these breakers, but Htiman has held the flying machine attack that's been segregated, and now he's going straight for the front line, and there's not much here for Cruncher. 50 supply, but there's only a few breakers, and the grunts are getting good surface area. This could possibly be it for Victor. Htiman might be the 2-time champion going into winter. Cruncher is getting spread way too much right now. The Kodo's actually running, spreading, trying to get some units here, but Htiman just has so much surface area over these units. He's got a scroll healing on top to boot. Cruncher trying to get in a better position, but look at all the low HP units, Carson.
The Mountain King and 4 hungry Kodos. There's a clap. He gets out of the stomp, but he's being blocked a little bit by the Kodo, forced into his only potion of invulnerability. Or he does have one on the Archmage, but the Archmage gets stomped. Is there a Chain Lightning? There is a Chain Lightning! Both the invuln pots used now. Everything is so low. Cruncher's trying to fall back. And there is slow on the Tauren Chieftain. There's an invis as well. But again, the Kodos are hungry. Everything's low for Cruncher. Chain Lightning gonna pick off so much.
Everything level 5 on the TC, and Victor Htiman has done it again. The DreamHack champion.
Long live the king!